How sick is this cat? It's a little Rafai one. My friend Lauren works there and she gave me it. So thank you very much, Lauren. It's very cute. You've just got to embrace it for what it is and just take each day as it comes and just have fun. You don't want to look back when you're 80 and be like, oh, like, I regret not doing this and this. Just stop comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. Oh my God, that's making me cringe. Never know how to start my videos off. Welcome back to episode 3 of Car Chat. Today I'm going to be chatting about why it's okay to not have everything figured out in your 20s. And also a few things I've learned as well at my very wise and old age. And honestly, I need to be taking my own advice on this one because girl, I am such a stress head. If you know me, you will know that my brain is constantly on the go. It just doesn't stop. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I'm such an overthinker. I'd like to think I'm quite a confident person, but when it comes to overthinking and that sort of thing, I massively struggle with that. And honestly, I think it's something I always will struggle with. I feel like my approach to life is very like a glass half full, an optimistic person, quite, I basically try and see the good in everyone and everything. Sometimes it is a bit of a pain in the ass because life and people aren't necessarily like that all the time. But I'd like to think I'm pretty optimistic and yeah, I just like to see the good in everything. But when it comes to having shit figured out in your 20s, I feel like everyone can honestly relate to this. It is such a hard time of your life, whether it's wanting to go traveling, maybe you're getting into a relationship. Some people might want to have kids and settle down. Some people are buying houses. Some people just don't know what to do with their career. It is so stressful, honestly. And it's so important sometimes, on the rare occasion when I actually sit back and don't deep things, I do realize like it's so fine to not have it all figured out. I don't know how to say it. Help me. Kind of hard, like to keep up, and to not feel like you're maybe left behind, or to feel like, oh, I think again, the thing with social media, it can make you feel like you have so many different options and so many different things that you want to do. You'll see, for example, people doing different career paths, and then it might make you question, is that what I want to do? There's like loads of different options out there because not only are you trying to figure out what you want to do, but you're also seeing other people do things that maybe you would want to do, if that makes sense. So obviously weren't around like years and years ago. So something that I often question myself doing is, do I actually want to do this? Do I want to stick to this career? And these thoughts are completely normal, by the way. I actually can't get my words out today. Most of the time, it is people's highlight reels and the good stuff that's going on in their life. And that also includes me as well. Like at the end of the day, I love going through my TikTok and I love seeing people are doing day in their lives. I love doing day in their lives, but it is mostly when I'm doing something exciting or something fun. It doesn't necessarily always show the mundane things in life, but that's completely fine. I do think it's so easy to sometimes get sucked up into it and be like, oh, I should be doing this because this person's doing this and they're my age. So, but honestly, everybody really is on their own path. And once you start to understand that and get into that sort of mindset, that's when things get a little bit easier because everyone is doing their own thing. And with time, you will literally find what you want to do. If you keep grafting at what you want to do, then eventually those things will come. I think what makes it really hard is because there's no like rule book, like no one's going to tell you how to live your life. You have to basically just figure it out yourself. And I think that's what the hardest part of it all is. No one's there being like, right, so now you're going to do this and you're going to do this. It's down to you to decide what you want to do with your life. I can't speak today. I don't know what's going on, honestly. As long as you're doing what you want to do and you're not harming anybody else, then it's completely fine. Eventually, what you're meant to be doing will find its way. In my own personal experiences, I've changed my mind so many times about what I want to do with my career. And I feel like I still am. Like I literally started out as a journalist and now I'm working in social media. Now I want to be a full-time content creator. It's okay to change your mind and to want to do different things. And I think sometimes I struggle with that because in my head, like I've said in a couple of my videos, I really struggle with letting go of things and kind of just going with the flow. I really struggle with that. If I've got an idea in my head of like, I really want to do this and I want to do this, I have to do it. I have to try it out. Literally last year, I started doing lashes for like 6 months, and I was like, do you know what? I want to kind of see where it takes me. I want to see what happens because I got the idea in my head that I really wanted to do it, and I just realized, you know what? It's not for me. What I did really enjoy about it was more the social side of it, so like making videos, making the content. But I feel like now that's led me to this point where I'm actually putting all of my free time into creating content because it's something that I want to do and it's something that I really enjoy. And I just realized, you know what? I could continue doing lashes Oh my god. Not this again. As I was saying, um, one thing I'd say is to try things out and try to do different things and see what works for you. I didn't put pressure on myself for it to be really successful. I just tried it. And then I kind of realized that it wasn't actually what I wanted to do and that I didn't really enjoy it. I really enjoyed meeting new clients, and I think it really helped with my confidence as well. But I would say, in terms of like the actual doing the lashes, I really just didn't like it. I kind of fell out of love with it, and I didn't have the drive to like keep going, to like want to better myself with it and be like, because I realized like if I want to get good at this, then I need to do other courses and I need to like actually really understand and learn what I'm doing. And I was like, I no, like I literally cannot be fucked. From that, I was like, oh, I actually really enjoy making videos and I like doing this and whatever. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna give. It was probably like June last year. I went on holiday with my friends and then I came back, and then whilst I was on holiday, I was just sat thinking about it and I was like, do you know what? Like I need to take this seriously. Like I've wanted to do this for the longest time. I need to just do it. And then that's kind of when it clicked and I was like, right, I'm just going to start by making TikToks, taking baby steps. And now I've actually made a YouTube channel. So honestly, my piece of advice is if there's something that you really want to do and you have like this burning feeling for it and you're like, no, I really want to do that. I can see myself doing that. Then just go for it. Just try it out. Even if it lasts 6 months and you're like, oh, do you know what? Not for me. That's fine. At least you've tried it. I feel like I used to be really scared of the fear of like being seen as like a failure, because obviously, especially with starting YouTube and stuff, like I am literally opening myself up for criticism and whatever else comes with it. Say if it all doesn't go to plan and it just turns to shit, then I might become a laughing stock, whatever. But I would honestly rather try things out and look like a failure or look like an idiot than living with the regret of like, oh, I didn't do it. One thing that I keep telling myself recently is rather an oops than a what if. I'd rather be like, oh, that didn't work out, on to the next. The best time to try out anything is in your 20s. Like when you get in your 30s, that's where it becomes a little bit more serious. I do think that the groundwork that you put in your 20s will help set you up for your future. But I also feel like it's so important to just kind of go with the flow, see what happens, try new things, meet new people, move to a different country, go traveling, start that YouTube channel, start that blog, start that new job. Like honestly, like I think the best time that you can do it, because you're so like hungry for it, is in your 20s. Everyone's on their own path. Everyone's just trying to figure out what they want to do, and it's not going to happen overnight. I've just got really cold because I've been sat here for ages, so I just had to put my coat on. Also, another thing as well. So touching on the like going with the flow and not being such an overthinker. You just have to remember that literally everybody is winging it. Like I genuinely think most people don't know what they're doing. And like I say, myself included, like nobody knows what they're doing. Everyone is just embracing the journey and doing what they think they should be doing. And like I said about all the overthinking stuff, like I never stop thinking about the next thing that I want to do. I genuinely really struggle to just sit there and say watch TV or something. Like I really, really struggle with it. I'm just always thinking about, oh well, I could be at the gym, or I could be doing this, I could be making this TikTok. What other ideas have I got for TikTok? What videos am I going to make next week? Oh, I need to do, like, do you know what I mean? Like my brain, it just doesn't stop. And I don't know if anyone else is like this. I have spoke about this again in one of my TikTok videos, but honestly, if you have like any tips on how I can deal with that, please let me know, because I really struggle with that myself. Like I feel like what does help with it is journaling and writing things down and staying on top of stuff. Literally every single day I have a to-do list that I need to tick off, and even if it's a very small to-do list, but it is, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is really annoying when I feel like I just can't switch off because I'm constantly thinking of the next thing that I want to do. And in terms of going with the flow, I think that's why I find it really hard, because if something hasn't gone the way I want it to go, say I like mentally made plans in my head to do something after work, or I was doing something on a weekend, and then someone was like, oh, we're going to do this tonight. I really struggle to be like, yeah, that's fine. Like if it throws me off my routine, then honestly, like it's stress. It's really, really stressy. And I feel like sometimes I can be such a stress head in those situations, because I'm like, oh, but I wanted to do this, and then I can get a bit aggy about it. That is something that I want to learn to sort of get over, and to just literally stop being so stressy about certain situations, and to just Just let things unfold as they should. I don't know if anybody else struggles with that, but if you do have tips, please let me know, because I am all ears, trust me. Just have to enjoy the journey, the ups and the downs. You literally have to embrace the good times, also embrace the bad times. They're not going to last forever. That's just what you've got to remember. As long as you continue working on what you want to do, then you will figure out where you want to be in life and what path you want to take. We'll just eventually all line up with what you want to do. This might make some of you cringe, so close your ears. But yeah, I do think life is a journey. You've just got to embrace it. That is the answer. Do what makes you happy and to just really be your true self. What is meant to happen for you will happen. Everyone's time to shine will come, and eventually that will happen. You just got to keep going at what you're good at and just find things that you actually enjoy and that genuinely just makes you happy, because you don't want to look back when you're 80 and be like, "Oh, like I regret not doing this and this." Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, better an oops than a what if. Try things, fail at things, win at things, do things with your friends, do things by yourself. Really find out who you are, what brings you joy, and just focus on being a good person. Like 5 years time, you'll be looking back and thinking, "Oh my god, I'm so glad that I tried it." So yeah, I guess that's kind of the lesson here, to just be yourself, do what you want to do. Stop comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. It really, really is. And it does nothing but just make you unhappy. And again, I am so guilty of this. Sometimes I'll catch myself being like, "Oh, but I should be doing that at this age and should be doing this." But there's no should be doing. Like, there's no rule book to life. Age has nothing to do with anything. Start a new hobby at 50 years old if you really want to. Like, do you know what I mean? There's no right or wrong to when you want to start something. Be yourself, try new things, trust the timing, and stop comparing, and just do what makes you happy. To be fair, not even in your 20s, like genuinely just throughout life. Like, it's fine to not have everything figured out, and eventually one day, I'm praying anyway. I don't know if I'm being delulu, but I'm just praying that one day it will all make sense and I'll look back and I'll be like, "Oh my God, I don't know why I was panicking about this or stressed about this," because everything just does end up working out. You literally just have to trust that it will. And like I say, eventually it will just all make sense. So thank you for watching and listening to me rant. I can't believe it. I'm actually still doing it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.